Welcome back to BOTTAS Career Mode on F126. Today we're back for episode number 5 in Saudi Arabia. I am an idiot. I never looked at these. So we have all these goals we can do with all these different departments, and we get certain benefits, like failure chances are reduced there, aero upgrade time increased. Yeah, I'm gonna go through all these. We do have some more resource points, so I wanted to get the tire upgrade done. And Perez is already doing it. Okay, I guess we'll just do a different upgrade for the chassis. I feel like that's one of the most important things to start upgrading right off the bat, because it's a lot of like weight distribution stuff. So hopefully this gives us more pace. Okay, well, we've got nothing else to do, so into the weekend we go. I'm very curious how the car is going to be around here. So we are coming off 2 points finishes in a row. We had points in Japan and last time out in Bahrain. So hopefully we can keep up the streak of pretty solid results here in Saudi Arabia. I do love this track. I do feel like I'm pretty fast around it, but I don't know. I don't know how the car's gonna be. The thing I've noticed the most since this new update is that the brakes feel very different. They feel really dull into like big heavy braking zones. Like down here into turn 1 is a great spot to go for like a dive down the inside, but with these new cars, it feels a little more sketchy to do so. But I mean, overall the setup feels pretty good, so hopefully we have some pace. Okay, into qualifying we go. The car felt very good in the practice sessions, so we'll see what we can do. Up to the line for the first run in Q1, and it's a 130.5, purple in Sector 3. That puts us P6 for now. Oh, okay. As of right now, both Cadillacs are making it through to Q2. I mean, we're definitely going to improve. Hopefully we can make it. That'd be sick. All right, we need a big lock-in. Hopefully Perez makes it through too. That would be unreal.
16.
Here we go, up to the line. We're using all the battery we have left. It's only about 3/10 of improvement across the line. And we make it through to Q2. Okay. I was a little nervous about that one. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Did Perez make it? Yes, he did. P16. So both Cadillacs move on. That is the first time this season. Nice. First lap of Q2 on the old set of tires across the line with a 131.7. Definitely a bad lap. We should get a lot of improvement here. Yeah, we're down at the bottom, half a second off Perez, so we're gonna need a bit of a banger here. Oh, that is exactly what we needed. 1.3 seconds of improvement up to the line for our final lap in Q2. We're not going to make it out. Yeah, P13. But hopefully we stayed in front of Perez. That was a pretty solid lap. We are in front of Perez. We were like half a second behind him after the first lap. And our final time is 6/10 faster than his. All right. Okay, we're in a bit of an interesting predicament here. So they're saying the one stop is technically possible, but with 70% tire wear by lap 11 on the mediums. And I think they're usually kind of conservative with the tire wear. So it will be worse, most likely, and will be slower. So the default strategy is, what is it? Yeah, 2 sets of mediums. I think we go with that. I think we do the 2-stop. On the race director, a lot of people are starting on the mediums. I just don't know if they're going to try the 1-stop.
Albon just ahead. Push for that position.
Okay, that was not that was not helpful. Thank you. Okay, here we are, P13. So we've got a pretty good shot here of being within the points pretty early on in this race. We'll see what we can do through the first couple of corners, but the 5 red lights are on. And we are racing around Saudi Arabia for 25 laps. Not the greatest start off the line, but we've got to look potentially around the outside of turn 1. Nice and cautious, making up a couple places. Around the side of the Haas, contact with Russell. He sneaks ahead into the next corner, hitting the brakes way too early. Oh my god, that was terrifying. Well, we're already into the points, P10. But we're gonna try to get one more down the inside on Gasly, make that P9. And all these cars up ahead are still bunched up, so there might be a chance for more. I imagine the battery management is going to be very difficult around this track. There's a lot of straights, so it's going to be very easy to be caught without any power, but we are gaining. On Hadjar, going to try and move up the inside through the final corner, side by side with Hadjar. We've got the boost mode, and we're not really pulling ahead of the Red Bull. We've got the slipstream. We're going to be very close under braking. Down into turn 1, but way too early on the brakes to make it happen down the inside. That was a bit of a mistake. Hadjar is really fast through this section. We just lost a couple tenths already to the Red Bull. We've got Russell looking for a move down the inside into this left-hander. There goes the Mercedes. That puts us back down to P10. We are gaining on Russell, but we're going to have to do a big lift into this final corner to save up some battery for the start-finish straight. There goes Gasly up ahead, down to P11, but we've got the boost mode. Going to start reeling in the Alpine instantly. Already past Gasly and pulling closer to the Mercedes down into turn 1. We've got the outside for the first corner and the inside for turn 2, but it's not enough on exits. Russell stays ahead. I'm not too mad about losing the spot to Russell. He is in a Mercedes. He's faster, but I don't want to be pushed outside of the points. So we're going to have to fight pretty hard for this. I don't want to use the battery for this section of the track. I want to save it for the start-finish straight, but this is exactly what happens if you don't use the battery to defend. That puts us down to P13, right on the rear wing of the Haas, so we will be close enough with the boost to get at least one of these guys back. We're going to be gaining a lot past Behrman, maybe close enough for a move down the inside into turn 1, 3 wide. On the outside for turn 2, Albon is pulling ahead. We can use a bit of battery to get in front of the Williams, and that's back into the points, and a big kick of oversteer on the rear end. There's Albon and Gasly, and that's down to P12. So all that work for nothing. Oh my god, we've got Colapinto gaining now. Again, I don't want to use the battery to defend from that. I want to save it for the straight, but it feels like these guys just have infinite charge. Okay, we'll get the place back on Colapinto down the straight, a little close to the wall, gaining on Albon into turn 1. We can at least get the Williams closing the door into turn 2. So back up to P11, Gasly up ahead. Hopefully we have enough pace to stick with them and eventually get back into the points. Yeah, the battery management is going to be super crucial around a track like this. I'm lifting into pretty much every corner, trying to get it to charge up. I don't know. Yeah, we can get back into the points here, past Gasly, but we desperately need a big lift into this final corner. We're way too low on the battery to defend down the straight or to attack. Gasly gets back in front. We've got more charge on the battery now. Boost mode engaged, and we can fly past Gasly back into the points. And that was a lot of fighting just to stay in P10. The tires are fading very quickly as well. We've got 43% on the front right. There goes Albon. Not going to waste any battery on that. Yeah, it looks like we're going to lose another place here down into the final corner, but we should be close enough to get him back. into turn 1. So we're going to let Gasly go, and Behrman, and Colapinto. Dude, that's... I don't even know what to say. That is so stupid. I hate these regulations. Well, I am very annoyed now. We're going to just start going for it down the inside on Behrman, sneaking up back to P13. Got Colapinto ahead. Just going to start doing what they do, I guess, dumping the battery through Sector 2 here. We are coming in at the end of this lap as well, so the battery should recharge. But that is up to P12. Yeah, these tires are gone. Around the final corner on lap number 8, we're definitely very low on grip, so new tires should help the pace a lot. Oh my god. That was a little ambitious. Oh boy, that was scary. Okay, well, here are the mustache mechanics. First stop of the race. On to the second set of mediums. We jump Albon in the pits. So still behind Gasly, but that is effective P11. We've got Stroll up ahead. We're gaining on him pretty consistently. We should be able to get past him before the final corner. Albon involved as well. Hopefully we can at least get past Stroll side by side around the final corner. Stroll's pulling ahead. We've got the boost. We've got the slipstream. Not really gaining too much on the Aston. Stroll dumping the battery as well. We've got the racing line for turn 1. Really sketchy under braking. Still side by side with Stroll dumping the battery to get ahead. And that's finally P14. But we lose a place to Albon. Oh, there we go. Okay, they're fighting Bortoleto. They've slowed up for the last couple laps, so they're trying to get past the Audi. Once we can get past as well, these guys have backed themselves up a bit. Well, I think we're going to have to use a little bit of battery to get past Bortoleto. That's up to P13. The battery is still ticking down, so we're going to have no choice but to pass Gasly. And that's up to P12. And we're incredibly low on the battery, so chances are we're going to lose this place pretty much right away. There goes Gasly. And maybe, yeah, okay, that's just great. Okay, we'll get the place back, at least on Gasly. We're going to try to go for a move on Bortoleto. Just try to sneak up the inside into turn 1, locking the fronts. But that's up to P11. Okay, there goes Hadjar. I don't know what strategy he's on. He's on the hards right now, so maybe the one stop. We're losing pace, though. I think it might be worth coming in 1 lap early. The pit window opens next lap. We can come in now. It's a late call, but it'll be an undercut. I think we do it.
Right,
there's a chance we can come out ahead of Albon. We're losing pace on these tires. You can see the graining. Hopefully, this is the right call. We're going to need a very fast lap out of the pits. Here are the mustache mechanics. Hopefully, they were prepared. A bit of a late call, but a good stop from the team. 2.4 seconds. And it looks like we are coming out into clear air. That is perfect. Into the final corner on lap 16. We went purple in sector 2. Used a lot of battery to do it. We're going to dump the rest of it down the straight. And hopefully, we get the jump on Albon. It's a little bit of a gamble, but I think it paid off. Into turn 1 we go. We'll stay ahead of Albon. That was the perfect call. So we are effectively P10, I believe, because we got in front of Albon. So all we have to do is try to defend this position, but Albon's coming back through sector 2, side by side with the Williams. Through all the S's, he's going to have the inside for this next left-hander. Still alongside the Williams, but he pulls ahead. We are still close. We can get him back into turn 1. Need a good exit through this final corner. We've got the boost mode as well. We should be gaining on Albon by the time we get down to turn 1, but he's flying down the straight. Not close enough to even think about a move on the Williams. Hopefully he gets held up by Hulkenberg. Here we go. We got a lot more on the battery this time around. There goes Albon making his move past the Audi, and I think we're still going to be too far back to get either of them into turn 1. But we are really close to Hulkenberg on exit. We're going to dump the battery here and just try to sneak up the inside past the Audi. Really tight through here. Very close to track limits. But that's P11. The good thing is we don't have anyone behind us that's gaining. So the only task we have is to just focus on passing Albon. We need to just keep gaining time. We're coming up on Sainz here. It seems like he's a little bit slow. We both just gained like a second and a half on the last lap. I wonder if he's on the one stop. Oh yeah, he's slow for sure. There's Albon making his move on his teammate. So if Sainz is on the one stop and he has tires that are just completely destroyed, that might be our ticket back into the points. Yeah, I mean, Albon is very quick. I mean, these Williams are definitely faster than what we're driving, but Sainz seems to be struggling. We might have a chance here. Into the final corner on lap 21. We've got plenty on the battery, 100% charged. So going to be absolutely dumping it down the straight and reeling in the Williams. We are a far way back, but we're gaining enough to try to send a move down the inside on Sainz, still side by side through turn 2. Going to dump the battery on exits, and that's back into the points. P10 on lap 22. We're not going to have to worry about Sainz at all. He was super slow through the last couple laps. So we'll continue pulling a gap to Sainz, but Albon is 2 seconds up the road. If we manage the battery correctly, there's maybe a chance we could gain on him, but he's been pretty quick. Well, I guess we're on cruise control for the rest of this race. There's a large enough gap to Albon that it's not really worth pushing super hard to try to catch up. It's not worth risking points, so this should be 3 points finishes in a row. We just got to bring it home. Here we go, on to the final lap of round 5, safely in P10. Finally, a bit of relaxing. This was a crazy race. I mean, we got saved by Sainz at the end. I'm pretty sure he was doing the one stop. I don't know why else he'd be so slow. But, I mean, we had to do a ton of overtaking just to get back to P10. I mean, that was really a lot of managing. Around the final corner for the final time here in Saudi Arabia, up to the line in 10th place, our 3rd points finish in a row in the Cadillac. We are definitely exceeding expectations. I'll tell you that. I did not expect to be scoring points consistently. Driver of the day as well. Hell yeah. Oh boy, it all worked out. 10th place. I really didn't expect to be back in the points like midway through the race, but it all worked out. I gotta say, the braking is really difficult in this game. They feel so dull in like heavy braking zones. It was a problem in Bahrain too. Oh, we got a meeting. Oh, it's Williams this time. No, you guys don't see the vision. Cadillac is going to be a top team by next season. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the Williams F1 team, braking is really weird. Like, this race and last race in Bahrain, like any track where you have those really big heavy braking zones, the brakes are so dull. It feels really weird, and it's very difficult to go for like big dive bombs and such. It's definitely something that's really difficult to adjust to. So we'll see how that goes the rest of the season. But we've got Miami up next, and set the bar very low, very low. I hate Miami, so that's not going to be fun.